At this moment, the pure light of consciousness is disturbed by our perceptions due to the tamas and rajas in our personality. And we are engaged in them, identified with them. When these are settled down, we are able to go beyond the tamas and rajas, reduce the effect of tamas and rajas in our personality, in quietening the mind and extremely quietening it in the last stages of deep contemplation and meditation upon the nature of the reality. When these disturbing factors are removed, that pure self is evident, directly available for your experience. You come to realize that, aha, I who thought myself to be the conscious thoughts, I am that consciousness, not the thoughts. The pure water. When all the dust is settled down, we can decant and get the pure water. In the same way, all the disturbing perceptions of the sense organs and the mind, when they are all quieted, there we come to apprehend, directly experience the pure self. This is where we stop.
असन्निवृत्तौ तु सदात्मना स्फुटम् प्रतीतिरेतस्य भवेत् प्रतीचः ततो निरासः करणीय एव सदात्मनः साध्वहमादिवस्तुनः
Asat nivritti. Asat, non-real, the unreal, the world of plurality, the world of matter. Nivrittau. When they have quieted, we are no more identified with them. Tu, indeed, sadatmana sputam. Sputam, clearly, that which is sadatman. Sada, at all times. That consciousness is no change at all. The changes were the type of perceptions and the type of thoughts that we have been entertaining. In the realm of BMI and OET, there were changes. These changes are not in Atman. Atman was only illumining them. When these are removed, these disturbing world of matter dancing in front of you have been removed. Sada Atman, that which was the self at all times. Pratitiretasya bhavet pratichaha. Indeed, I who thought myself to be the conditioned by the thoughts, by the objects of the world outside, as a limited ego, perceiver of the world of plurality, rediscovers that, aha, I who thought myself to be the jiva, myself is that Atman, the self. Apply it, then you will understand. You project the dream, identify with the dream, you yourself become the dreamer. When the dreamer is no more seeing the dream objects but becomes awakened, then the dreamer realizes that I who thought myself to be the dreamer, myself am the waker. Not that the dreamer saw the waker, had the darshan of waker. The waker blessed him and the dreamer went back. When the dreamer comes face to face with the waker, the dreamer disappears into the waker and becomes one with it. When the river reaches the ocean, the river disappears into the ocean and becomes one with the oceans. Oceans around the world. Pratichaha. Tato nirasa karaniya eva. Therefore, every seeker should Nirasa karaniya eva. What is his duty? Nirasa. Rejecting our perceptions and thoughts. The world of objects. Search for the subject. So long as you are hugging on to the world of objects, you are in the lower level of consciousness as an ego. To rise from that lower level to the higher level and rediscover our identity with the pure self, you have to give up your identification with the world of objects. Karaniya eva. It is to be done, to be achieved. Sadatmana sadva ahamadi vastuna. What am I to distill away? Ahamadi. I and my experiences. This misconception that I am the limited entity, the Atman, the light of consciousness conditioned by the intellect is called I. Give up the intellectual identification. And through the I, the ego, I am the seer, hearer, smeller, taster, toucher, feeler, thinker, and get identified with the world of objects, emotions and thoughts through the body, mind and intellect. Give it up. What remains is the pure self. Sadatmana sadvahamadi vastuna. Ahamadi vastuna. All of them have been removed. That Atman, the self, is self-evident.
Ato nayam paratma syat Vijnanamaya shabda bhak Vikaritva jadatva cha Parichinnatva hetutaha Drishyatvat vyabhicharitvat Nanityo nitya ishyate.
Maybe then, Swamiji, this intelligence is the highest reality. There are very many in the objective scientists who come to the conclusion that this thinking equipment in you is the highest evolved factor in life. There is nothing more. It is true, partially true statement because it is the highest when compared to the lower ones. The mineral life has got only a form, body. The animal kingdom has got, or the vegetable kingdom has got the body and the beginnings of the mind. The animal kingdom has got a body and a fully developed mind. Impulses and instincts of the mind are all that orders them. It is only in man that he has got this discriminative intellect, and hence his progress in the material world. Thereby man, fascinated by the achievements of the intellect, comes to the conclusion that the intellect is the highest. The teacher, the discriminative teachers of the subjective science, in their laboratory observes, can the intellect be then the highest? Now the teacher examines and rejects it. Ato nayam paratma. This cannot be the Paramatma, the supreme state, the highest reality. Syad vijnanamaya shabda bhak. That which is indicated by the shabda, the sound, vijnanamaya kosha, which we have explained in the previous 4 or 5 verses. Its nature, its function, its aspects, how it functions in us, all these have been expounded. This Vijnanamaya Kosha, the intellectual sheath, though it is the most brilliant because Sannidhyad, it is the nearest to the self and therefore there is larger consciousness reflected through it. And yet, It cannot be the Brahman, the reality. Why do you say so? 3, 4 reasons. Vikaritvad. Vikari, constantly changing, isn't it? Your intellect, doesn't it constantly change? Last month it was all right, but this month, Swamiji, I am dull. Some thought or idea or experience has interfered and you are preoccupied with it and therefore you cannot apply your mind. Even during the day, after lunch, you are unintelligent, idiotic, stupid. That is why in business world, they will always have lunch meeting. So in the lunch meeting, give him lot of lunch, beautiful things, and lot of drinks, and then he is half sleepy. He is made to sign over what you want to get signed. Lunch meeting it is called. And the other fellow also thinks that this fellow also after lunch, I can cheat him. Both of them are trying to cheat each other. It all depends upon the quantity of food that you have eaten and the quantity of drinks that you have taken. See? Even during the day, when you are sleepy, you are idiotic, stupid, your intellect cannot function. Too much of food, you cannot think about it. Too much preoccupied with a personal tragedy, you cannot think. So vikaritvad, it has vikara, various changes taking place. Jadatvacha. And the intellect by itself is jada. It is only dynamic and active only when life is behind. Einstein's brain is kept there in New York in a bottle. Einstein's. It looks as the brain of anybody, but it was a genius. But now if you ask him, even though he was the greatest mathematician in the world, ask him, Einstein, 2 plus 2? Fellow never answers. See? He can't. Brain, yes, the seat of intellect, yes, yes. And yet, it is jada. It has no activity at all. It has activity only when it is in contact with Paramatman life. Jadatvacha. So it is vikari, changing, it is modifying itself, then it is jada, it is inert, it cannot be Paramatman. Again, parichinna hetu, that hetu, another cause. Why? Parichinna, condition. What I know, you don't know. Oh, simple. I understand, you don't understand. Isn't it? What the engineer knows, the doctor doesn't know. What the doctor knows, the architect cannot know. What the architect knows, the politician can never understand. He can understand nothing. And is it? All are intelligent people. But what one knows, the other doesn't know. Parichin. Your knowledge is limited. Nobody can know everything. Parichinnatva hetuda. Drishyatvad. This intellect is, and the quality of the intellect that you have got is drishyatvad. You can see it. Are you not conscious? Today I am a little dull. Yesterday I was a bright man. Nowadays I am an idiot. You may not say it loudly, but you know it. You are seeing it. It is perceivable. Though others may not be able to perceive, but you know the quality and texture of your intellect in a particular given time and place. Drishyatvad. Vibhicharitvad. It is not all the time with you. Sometimes it is not available. Even a wise man behaves like a stupid idiot. Why did you do that? I don't know. I couldn't think. Thoughtlessly I did it. I should have thought of it. I know. Now you know. But in between, at the time when you are functioning, the intellect seems to have left you. Vibhichari, unfaithful to you. Now, Atman is never unfaithful to you. He is always there with you. Even while you are dying, he is in his light of consciousness. You are aware that you are dying. You are sick. You are healthy. You are afraid. You are tired. You are exhausted. When is it consciousness is not with you? So he is Vibhichari. All these are reasons why we reject even the intellectual sheath is not the reality. It's beyond the intellect. Continue.
आनंद प्रतिबिंब चुंबित तनुः वृत्तिस्तमो जृंभिता स्यादानंदमयः प्रियादिगुणकः स्वेष्टार्थलाभोदयः पुण्यस्यानुभवे विभाति कृतिनाम् आनन्दरूप स्वयं सर्वो नन्दति यत्र साधु तनुभृत् मात्रः प्रयत्नं विना.
Now the teacher is trying to exhaustively define the causal body. All that we have been saying is only the vasanas, the non-apprehension, that body in which you are in deep sleep. It is always ananda. It is a common experience of everybody that when he is sleeping, he is ananda. Therefore it's called Anandamaya Kosha, that's all. But that cannot be the scientific, exhaustive definition. In a scientific definition, every aspect of it is indicated, and the definition must be such that it can never be misunderstood of something else. It must be exhaustive, complete. Therefore the teacher packs up all the ideas in one verse and says, this is the Anandamaya Kosha. This is the causal body. Ananda pradibimba chumbita tanu. A tanu, a body, the causal body, the final sheath of matter nearest to the Paramatman, the non-apprehension. The non-apprehension of the post created the misapprehension. The non-apprehension of the rope created misapprehension. Everything that you see afterwards as misapprehensions are caused by not the rope, not the post, but the non-apprehension of the post and the rope. From the post nothing came, from the rope nothing can come. But since I have not seen the rope and the post directly, my mind projected. All my mental projections are caused by this sheath nearest to Paramatman, the rope or the post. Not knowing it, we are projected. That not knowing avidya, non-apprehension is the nearest. And that non-apprehension is chumbida, kissed by the light of consciousness. This is non-apprehension also. You know it, isn't it? You know what you know, and you also know what you don't know, isn't it? What is my wife's name? Not the Indian wife, the American wife. I don't know. How do you know that you don't know? Swamiji, what are you talking? I know. I know what? That I don't know. Your ignorance is also an object of consciousness. Hey, you may not accept it. You may not tell others in discussion group. You will not say that I don't know. But you know that you don't know. Everybody knows. So this Atman, the non-apprehension, Ananda, the Satchidananda's Ananda, bliss, ignorance is bliss, Englishman says, not knowing what it is all about. That chumbita, just a touch, kissed by the light of consciousness. Then vrittistamo jrumbita. And what is the vritti, the thoughts that are arising there? Tamas. What are the thoughts that you get in deep sleep? I don't know. Very good. That is the only thought that comes out. What? I don't know. All the time? Yes, all the time. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know is the only vritti that comes out of the causal body, avidya. Tamas. Veiling. Though intelligent man, at that time he is completely veiled. The light of intelligence never come out of it. Syad Anandamaya. This is called Anandamaya, where there are no other thoughts to disturb, and the light of Atman, the self, the Ananda is coming out of it, and therefore everyone experiences Ananda in sleep, whether it is an animal or a human being, rich or poor, successful or a failure, disappointed, dejected, despondent, or extremely happy and everyone, once slept, the experience is happiness. Priyadi gunakaha. What do you mean by Ananda? Now even this Ananda, material Ananda in you, has been very closely observed by the teachers. And they have divided them into 3 types. Priya, Moda, Pramoda. 3 kinds of happiness. All your happiness. When analyzed, it will fall into 3 types. 3 intensities. Priya, when you are thinking of something very dear. Milk pudding. Tomorrow Krishna Jayanti, shayad hoga. To think about it is a joy. Suppose it has been made and brought to be offered to Krishna, 7 buckets of it. To see it, you will not enjoy it. To see it very near you, a little more intensive happiness. More. And when the kheer is in front of you, your fingers are gathering it, and it has reached the mouth, and your fingers are still groping for the next. You are actually enjoying it. Pramod. Prakarshena mod. Intensity is highest. That's the thing of your wife or your husband is itself a joy. When he is near or she is near, and actually you are embracing each other. Whee! Terrible happiness. Next moment, terrible sorrow. I mean, that is the nature of the world. But the happiness in you falls under three types. Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Priyadiguna. Whenever you are happy, that happiness is an expression of this causal body. Whether it is Priya or Moda or Pramoda. Why? It's all because of your past, the result of the past. Priya Moda Pramoda. Gunakaha Seshthartha Labhodaya. When is it that it comes out? Swa, your own. Artha, your own object of pleasure. Labha, you gained it. Udayaha, from which it is born. So when you are expecting something, there is happiness. When you hear that it is already, government has allowed, but you have not received it. And when you receive the government order, whee! Maximum. Swechartha labhodaya. Or labha se udaya. Born out of that labha, of the gaining some object of your pleasure or your desire, is this joy arising. Punyasya anubhave bhavati. This is all the effect of punya, the noble thing that you have done in the past. The positive vasanas create joys. Negative vasanas create disturbance and sorrow, misery, physical, mental and intellectual. Swechartha labhodaya punyasya anubhave bhavati kridinam ananda rupa swayam. All because of your good actions. Ananda rupa, you experience ananda, bliss. Various intensity, bliss of various intensity. Sarvo nandadi, all living beings, nandadi enjoys. Yatra, there where everybody has nothing but happiness. In our life, every one of us is a mixture. Maybe 80% happiness, 20% unhappiness. Or another individual, 80% unhappiness, 20% happiness. But when you are sleeping, yatra, there where all living beings are only experiencing exclusively happiness, sadhu tanubhir matra prayatnam vina. And there, just be in it, prayatnam vina. You are not supposed to act, achieve, gain, strive for. No. Just be in the sleep. You are enjoying. In all other enjoyments in the world outside, you have to put forth your effort. Strive. sweat, toil. Here, no effort is necessary. That is why majority of people would like to sleep. Why? In sleep there is ananda. And that ananda without paying anything, free. Sleep and you enjoy. And when a man cannot sleep, he feels that everything is looted away from him. His wealth is useless, wife and children useless, beautiful house is useless, everything is useless, waste, waste. Why? I can't sleep, I can't. Swamiji, I can't. That ananda, if you can't get it, even a single day, to that extent, you are in hell. And a few days you cannot sleep. Either you have to be taken to the psychiatrist, or the government will collect you from the road and put you safely in a place where other members of the community are safe from you. It's called lunatic asylum. You go crazy. No man can live without sleep. And that doesn't mean that wherever you sit, you sleep. Ananda, ananda, ananda. Then you are all the time in avidya. You understand? Is the nature of avidya is ananda. Priya moda pramoda is an expression of avidya, ignorance. This Tanu body is called the causal body. Anandamaya kosha. Continue.
Anandamaya koshasya sushuptau spurtirutkata swapna jagarayorishat ishta sandarshanadina.
Now this Anandamaya kosha functions predominantly, essentially, exhaustively, exclusively in deep sleep. Anandamaya Anandamaya kosha, sushupta, in that deep sleep state, where there is no dream, in that deep sleep state, spurti uttama is the highest spurti expression. It is exclusively experienced utkata. Spurti. It is exclusively experienced in deep sleep state. So this Anandamaya kosha was expounded from the very beginning. Ababa, Maya, causal body, unmanifest. Which are the other things? The body in which you are in deep sleep. Causal body. It's full of ananda. So many words are used. Why? It is looking at this subtle thing from various angles to give you an idea of what exactly it constitutes. It is in deep sleep. Swapna jagalido ishad. Now, you mean to say only in the waking deep sleep state? No. Slightly. This Anandamaya kosha expresses both in Jagrat and in the waking and in the dream state. Because in the waking and dream state also there are moments of happiness. All happiness that you are experiencing is Anandamaya kosha expressing. In deep sleep, it is nothing but Ananda. In waking and dream, because we are preoccupied with the objects in front of us, slightly you can experience it. When arthalabha, whenever you gain something that you desire, in the waking state, something you desire, and then you get it, in the dream also. I want to become the President of India. Maybe after becoming President of India, what can I do? Limp from one place to another. Can't even walk, can't even stand, can't even say. But that is everybody wants. And desire, in the waking stage you cannot, because you are unemployed or you are not even a voter. So then in the dream you become president. Ishtalabha. That what you desired, you got it. The dreamer enjoys. Or the waker enjoys the waking world. Wherever there is an enjoyment, it is an expression of this Anandamaya kosha. Because Mana Buddhi, the other koshas are at rest. The body is satisfied, the mind is quiet, the intellect quiet, because for the time being that desire that it had, and therefore the agitations were there in the mind, that is being quieted. Because the desire has been fulfilled, there is a happiness. That happiness is an expression of this Anandamaya kosha.
Naivayamanandamayah paratma Sopadikatvat prakriter vikarat Karyatva heto sukritah kriyayah Heto sukritah kriyayah Vikara sanghata samahitatvat
Maybe Swamiji, this is the Anandamaya kosha, he is Bhagavan Paramatma. Why? He is called Satchidananda. Rishis are not thoughtless people, they have called it Satchidananda. Why? This Anandamaya kosha. So that, go to sleep, you are in Paramatma. So all this sadhana is not necessary. A good lunch and one pillow. Samadhistha. Why there are no more body or the sense organs or the sense objects, there are no mind or the feelings, there is no intellect and thoughts, we are all transcended everything. And where are we? Anandamaya kosha. Therefore, that must be Paramatma. Now only we have understood. The Guru allows you to understand very well. And then he says, this Anandamaya kosha also cannot be the Paramatma. Why? Naivayam Anandamaya Paratma. I am Anandamaya also, not Paratma. It cannot be the Paramatma. The changeless, the immutable, the permanent, the eternal, the source of all light cannot be. Why? Sobadhigatvad, it has got also an upadhi. The old vasanas is the upadhi. It has got the causal body, it's an upadhi. Equipments are there. It is limited by the equipment. Sobadhigatvad, prakriti vikara. It is a modification of prakriti, matter. Matter is inert and insentient. This is also inert and insentient. It can function only in a living body, a living individual. Unless the life touches that Ananda Chumbana, unless that Paramatma's light of joy, peace, Ananda chumbida touch of it. It has no life at all. It is by itself inert, insentient, because it is matter. It belongs to the Einsteinian world to be rejected by the spiritual student. This is also not Atman, the self, vikara, karyatva heto. This is the cause for all the other karya. The BMI, PFT, OET are all caused by the vasanas. Why is it that you are a human being and not a buffalo? Karyatva hetu. What to do? I seem to have done some good things unconsciously in the last life. So I am what I am. But even now I feel that no, I have been a buffalo better. No Taittiriya Upanishads, no studying, nothing. Stand there. See? Give milk once or twice a day. That is all. The rest of the time, Ram Kripalani will bring the food and then give it to me. I can eat on and eat on and eat on. See? And evacuate wherever I am, whenever I feel. Hi. Such a marvelous life. Chi. But that is not possible. Why? Unfortunately, you do some good things and you have become a human being. So the body or the environments, the condition of the body, all are purva kruta, karma, bhala. This is the bhala. So this is all the caused by. These are the effects. It is the cause. And when it is causal effect, the cause is earlier, effect is after. It is all conditioned by time. Karyatva heto. Sukrita kriyayaha. All that is the result of sukrita kriya. Good actions done in the past. Good or bad, but well done. If bad also, well done, then only vasana will come. Like casually you are walking and you stepped on a few ants. You have not done any crime. Sukrita, when you saw an ant, that is sukrita, well done. Then the next life, a truck will come, whoosh. Think? React. Sukrita kriyaya vikara sanghata samahitatvad. And it is always remaining in the sankhara. In the sankhara means its own effects. Effects are BMI, PFT, OET. It is when all these are there, then the causal body has got an existence. I cannot be the cause for my son because sanghara is not around me. I must have a wife and I must live with her. Then she produces the child. She says, and I believe that it is my child. Then the child starts calling me father, father, and I call him sanna, sanna. All these have happened by sanghara. And the father and the mother-in-law and father-in-law insisted that I must accept it. I became father. In the same way, this became causal body because of the effects that it has produced. So the entire sanghara, the entire assemblage of the body, mind, intellect, and the objects, emotions and thoughts, all of them are ordered by, caused by this causal body. And the cause exists when the effects exist. When the effects are not there, the cause cannot exist. So that this Atman, the self, cannot be this Anandamaya Kosha also. Beyond the Anandamaya Kosha, must be the Atman, the self.
Panchanaamapi koshanam nishedhe yuktita shrutehe tannishedhavadhi sakshi bodharupo vashishyate.
When does the Panjanam Abhi, all the five, Annamaya, Manomaya, and Anandamaya, all the five koshas, Panjanam Abhi koshana, all the five koshas, Nishiddhe, when they are rejected, not that just says rejected, because your intellect will not accept. Yuktita. By yukti, by arguments, because that is the language the intellect can understand. Intellect has accepted that these are the reality. Now we are trying to make him educate the intellect and make him understand. Yuktada shrutehe. Shruti, the scriptures themselves, the rishis have supplied us with all the causes, all the reasons. Why these five, Panjanam Abhi koshanam, all the five koshas, cannot be the reality. They are many, they are not one, they are inert, they are matter, they are ever-changing. Such common causes or common reasons. And these cannot therefore be that Atman, the self, which is one without a second, which is ever the consciousness or the illumining factor, which is not matter, which is not inert, which is not insentient, is a mass of consciousness. That cannot be these, because these are all striving and functioning only in his presence. Therefore, Panjanam Abhikoshanam Nishiddhe, when all the five are removed, standing in front of the mirror, when you undress yourself, the overcoat, the big coat, the jacket, the smaller coat, the waistcoat, the shirt, and the banian you remove. You are in birthday suit, standing in front of the mirror. And what do you see? A horrible, skeletal, unhealthy one, isn't it? Similarly, when Panjanam Abhikoshanam Nishiddhe, when you undress these five koshas, what remains is Satchidananda Paramatman, which is your true nature. What you see in the mirror is the son of your father. Okay? Nobody else. Tan nishedhavadhi sakshi. When you are nishedha, the one that was sakshi, a witness in all these. He was witness of what the kosha was. He was a witness of you living in the kosha and suffering or enjoying. All the panchakoshas, when it is all rejected. That which was remaining all the time with all the five koshas and all experiences through these five koshas for you, that illumining, knowing principle, that sakshi, the witness in all koshas, sakshi, bodha rupo avashishyate. And that sakshi at that time is no more a sakshi. I am a sakshi only when I am illumining something, watching something. Yes, I am the sakshi, witness. When that is not there, I am no more a witness. After the film is over and yet you are not getting up from there, will not that man come there and say, Khatam ho gaya, over. Okay, I've got the ticket and this is air-conditioned place. I will stay on there. No, the show is over. You are no more an audience. You are misappropriating our chair. This is our place. Get out. You understand? So long as you have got the ticket and you are seeing the film, nobody can tell you to get out. You have purchased. You have got the right to be there. But when the film is over, you are no more an audience, observer, seer of the dream, or the picture. You are unnecessarily sitting, spoiling one seat of ours. Go, go. We have to sweep now, clean the place and things like that. Go. In the same way, the Atman, the self, the consciousness, in his light was illumining for you your Panchakoshas and your experiences through the Panchakoshas. But all the Panchakoshas have been rejected. You detach from them all, no more identified with them. That which was playing as Sakshi and all come to express at this moment as the pure consciousness, objectless awareness, which was all the time with you. But identified with the world of objects, you are only conscious of things. Here you become pure consciousness. Thus the Panchakoshas have been expounded to explain to you the not self, and other than the not self is the self. Reject them one by one and come to experience that which is the self, the pure consciousness. When he said like that, the student is not satisfied with it.
Yoyamatma swayam jyotihi, yoyamatma swayam jyotihi, panchakosha vilakshanaha, panchakosha vilakshanaha, avasthatraya sakshi san, avasthatraya sakshi san, nirvikaro niranjanaha, निर्विकारो निरञ्जनः सदानन्दः सविज्ञेयः सदानन्दः सविज्ञेयः स्वात्मत्वेन विपश्चिता स्वात्मत्वेन विपश्चिता.
I am this Atma, this self, not that self, which you have undressed and understood this self. When you undressed yourself, you look at the mirror and say, this is son of my father. He gave me a healthy body, but I, by my unintelligent living, I am in this condition. This is me. Due to the art of the tailor, I was moving about in the society as a healthy man with broad shoulders and all that. Now all of them have removed. This is me. Saha ayam Atma. This Atman, the self, swayam jyotihi, self-effulgent. Because in the light of consciousness, you are knowing everything. So when you remove all the objects, to know the knowledge, no other knowledge is necessary. In the sunlight, we are seeing everything. To see the sun, no other light is necessary. Na deepasya anya deepecha. In the room, there is the bulb burning. In the light of the bulb burning, you are searching for a matchbox. So your wife comes and says, why do you want a matchbox now? Oh, I don't want a matchbox. I want to know whether the bulb is burning or not. You have been searching for the watches in the light of that. Why should you? Swayam Jyotihi. It is a source of light. Thus the Atman, the self, is Swayam Jyotihi. Panchakosha Vilakshana. It is something other than the five koshas. The source of light, the consciousness that illumined all the five koshas and their activities. It is something other than it. These are all objects. That is the subject. Avastatraya Sakshi San. And in all the three avastas, waking, dream and deep sleep, this consciousness was constantly there illumining everything. A Sakshi. Avastatraya Sakshi. In the waking state, whatever your experience is, you are conscious of them. In the dream, all the experiences, you are conscious of them. In the deep sleep state, the state of absence of all consciousness also you are conscious of. When you say there is nothing in the deep sleep, you are conscious of that nothingness. Consciousness is constantly with you in all your experiences, waking, dream and deep sleep. Avastatraya Sakshi San Nirvikaro Niranjana. Even though thus it was going through all these experiences itself, Nirvikar, it never changed. Sunlight never changes. Whether there is a calamitous, disastrous war it is illumining, or pleasant and beautiful social living in prosperity and happiness, sunlight is not affected by them. Similarly, this consciousness is never affecting whether you are, it was illumining your waking, dream and deep sleep. Whether you are successful or not, whether you are tragedy or not, whether it is unhappiness or not, whether it is pain or pleasure, their consciousness is not changing. It was a Sakshi in all of them. Sakshi San. Niranjana, unsullied by. You might have physically, due to lust or greed, might have committed crimes. Paramatma only illumined the crime. Thereby Paramatma is not becoming criminal. Noble things you are doing. Paramatma is not adding more nobility to itself. Niranjana, unsullied, untainted by anything. Just as the sun is not tainted, whether it is illumining filth or Gangajal, it is not affected. Avastatraya Sadananda Savijñeya. Understand that Sada Ananda, eternal bliss, unaffected by everything. During the world of plurality, he was only a Sakshi in everything, illumining everything for you. Sadananda Savijñeya Swatmatvena Vipaschitaha. Vipaschitaha, wise people should come to know this Atman, the self, Swatmatvena. Not that any information. Oh, I see, behind that there is a consciousness. Understood. What is understood? That is not sufficient. Swatmatvena. You have to come to experience it yourself. That, I am this consciousness. I as consciousness was present in all my stupid days of waking, dream and deep sleep. I was only illumining them. At that time I might have done good and bad, but it cannot affect me. I am untouched by them all. I am that pure self, pure consciousness. Thus, you must come to experience, not as an information, but as a direct experience. When this much he heard, the Shishya gets up and says, Sir, when I deny all the five koshas, the according to your instructions, when I try to do that, all that I gain or reach is only a zero. Utter darkness, what is there to see? There is nothing. There is nothing to see or hear or smell or taste, touch. There is nothing to feel or to think. What is there? Nothing. I reach only a kind of waking sleep. See? How is it that I am only experiencing? The teacher says, as usual, what an intelligent genius. Great, my boy. Now listen to me.